Hello and welcome. Today I'm very happy that we have Barbara Black here with us in the Fuzzy Hound Show with a small conversation that we will have, and she will tell us about her life, about her band life, her music life, and everything that she works on during this time. Hello Barbara and welcome. Welcome to the Fuzzy Hound.
Hello Dimitris, how are you?
Fine. So you know that Greek weather is very crazy. I think that Spanish weather also is very crazy.
This weekend is very crazy. Sunny and rainy, sunny and rainy.
We have somewhat of the same situation here in Greece. So we had a Saturday with 25 degrees, 20 degrees. We were ready to go to the sea, and then today we had clouds. We were ready for a rain. So everything was very interesting. Let's say. We are in the middle of February.
Yes, crazy February.
Yes. So, Barbara, tell us. I think that we dropped a hint from where you are. Okay, you are from Spain. Tell us more about. Let's start with Spain first of all. Okay. Tell me more about the life in Spain in general, the music life in general.
The music life. Okay, I'm going to talk about the rock scene. That is what I'm living. So I think all the musicians now, we can't live from music business. We have to work. We have another jobs. I'm a music teacher at the school. Need race in a, I don't know the word in English. I don't remember. But for example, Javier, my guitar player, he's math teacher in a high school. So in the mornings we work, and in the evenings we rehearse. And it's not only our situation. The most of us and the other musicians, the colleagues, everybody is in the same situation. Only a few of them are living only from the music business. For example, Mago de Oz or maybe Hamlet, Sober, but only a few. The rest of us, we are like in the middle all the time.
So you are trying to get going in your life, yes, because in general also in Greece we have the same issues. In all of Europe, probably I don't know what happens in London, where the scene is very big, but okay, or in the United States, but in general in Europe I think that we have the same situations.
Yes, and some years ago I worked in an orchestra. I was in the villages all over Spain in concerts for more than 5 hours all the night, playing all kind of music in the parties. Some years ago, maybe you could leave because the taxes or the salaries were higher. But as time went by, the salary went down and down. That was the moment when I was in the situation that I had to decide, or I have to do a public exam and get a job with a salary, how do you say, a regular salary.
Yes, you.
Because with the orchestra, it depends on the month, the money you had. So you don't, maybe you can pay your rent, maybe you can do the shopping, and it was impossible at that time. I was used to, during the summer I work in the orchestra, and during the rest of the year I was working in theater academies, music academies, and teaching singing technique and these things. But it was very difficult. So that's why I had to decide to do the public exams, and finally I have my vacancy here. I'm like an old lady now. All the days with the same schedules that I hate that routine, but
You have to do that. Yes, you have to do that. I understand. And tell me in general about Spain And what happens with the places you can go and play music? Do they have bars, many bars in your hometown, for example? Are there many bars?
No. Yes, but the COVID situation has changed everything because before the pandemic, we had more venues from, I don't know, but maybe 300 people, 400 people, that it was an average audience, no? But now you only can find or little pubs with 60 people, 50 people, and the biggest one, no? Like La Riviera with 3,000 people, 5,000 people, or big stadiums, Winfrey Center, or these things. So for people like us, it's like a big problem because we don't have the venues that we really need.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is very difficult. You say 50 people, 60 people, and also we have the same problems, but our venues are actually smaller. We have very little amount of venues that can have 2,000 people or 1,000 people, but most of the venues are very small, probably less than 100 people. So it is also very difficult.
It's a problem. That is a problem. Yes, and many venues has closed with the virus.
Yes.
We had some months ago or a year ago, we had a tour that we had to cancel twice, and some of the venues has been forced to close.
Mm-hmm. Due to money problems also, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The situation has changed the whole business of your music in general. Okay, let's go outside of COVID for a bit and let's talk about music. It's our favorite part.
Yes.
Let me say that you have with your band a new album called Love, Death and Flies. This I think that it's under Rock Estatal Records, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken. Probably. Usually usually I am mistaken. So, did I pronounce it
perfectly? Rock Estatal Records. Perfect Spanish.
My Italian education has helped me. So yes, I think that. Tell me more about Rock, Love, Death and Flies. What was the inspiration behind it? First of all, let's start from the genre. What kind of music, what type of music, what type of rock music you could say that you're playing?
Yeah, this last album is like our hardest sound because our previous album, Love, Death and Flies, was a mix between rock and country style. But now, while we were composing Love, Death and Flies, we had lived a stressful year. And we realized that when we were in the music room and we started to compose and improvise some riffs, some melodies, we were like angry. We needed more energy, more dark in our sound. So suddenly our sound turned darker. So I think that the perfect bridge from our previous album and this one is Tamer because it sounds like a bit southern but a bit tough. And you can find Damnify, for example, that is our hardest with sound with screaming voice, opera voice, modern voice. You can find all the ranges. That is the thing that I like the most. Try to use all my tools in the vocal technique. And Nitro, our drummer, and Niño Búfalo Market, our bass player, they are in love with Pantera. You know Pantera. And when we were composing, suddenly they started to play something similar to this style. So suddenly I was like, I was a lady in this band. I used to be a lady, but now I'm screaming like a man here. So this album is like this, and I think that there is something new. That is our last two songs are like full composition. The title is Vampire Love, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and it's like a big conceptual thing. It's a metaphor with the vampire with abuser, and I wanted to express the, how do you say, the chauvinistic problems that here in Spain, I don't know in Greece, but here in Spain, each day you turn on the TV and there is a dead woman, another one. So for me, it was like, because you said you listen in the news, there was no preview. The woman didn't shoot, or how do you say, when they didn't report it to the police.
Yes.
And it was like, why? Because they were in love. So for me, my point of view, it was like the abuser is like a real vampire, because he's taking all her energy, all her good feelings, and he's changing all these things to a toxic thing. So that's why in our two songs, it starts with You Belong to Me, that is like a possessive thing. And the second one is the Queen of Flies, because she is dead, but she doesn't know it. And suddenly she realized with the fly sound that she's surrounded with insects and all this thing, and that's how she realized that she's dead. And in the cemetery, all the dead people call her the Queen of Flies. And I think that is something new in this album, because I didn't do this before, to connect some songs. So maybe now for our next album we are going to do something different in this line.
Perfect. I will ask for the next album afterwards, but let me say that it is a reality here also in Greece. We have seen problems due to the COVID pandemic, that we have many murders. We have many murders between couples. So, and it is very dramatic. Sometimes we get some scenarios that probably could be part of a movie scene. During this summer we had 2 or 3 murders that were the scenario behind the trial of the abuser was, I don't know, maybe Scorsese could not even think about that, about a scenario like that. So it is very a reality also for us. And yes, we have it probably 2 or 3 times within 3 months. Let's say once a month probably, but it is very difficult.
Here almost every day, and at the end of the year, it's like around 300 women murdered. And these last months I was thinking too much about it, because a relative of mine was murdered in this way. The guy threw my aunt through the window. Yeah, like that. And there is no legal consequences. For example, this man now is, how do you say, in Spanish is en busca y captura, that I don't know, they are looking for him, but nobody can find him. So there is no consequences. So that's why I decided to write these 2 songs, because I think that something needs to be changed.
Yes.
How can it be possible that the man who has murdered my aunt is not in jail? He's free living. Something is wrong, obviously.
Yes, it is. It is very sad in general, this situation. And as you said, the abuser usually takes the best feelings that someone provides to the other, and changes them and makes something very, very toxic, very difficult to live.
Yeah.
And most of the times I see that women and the other half, the abused, let's say, they don't understand this. As you said, they are dead inside, they are stuck in a relationship that it is toxic, and most of the times they don't understand it. They don't want to go further because they think that this is love, but actually this is jealousy, this is something else.
Yeah.
It is,
and they justify, but I think that they are like they depend on the man, but I think it's very, very, very difficult. It's like a kind of a sickness, mental sickness, but it's very, very, very difficult. These kind of problems are very, very difficult to solve.
Yes.
But I think that the things that have to change is the legal thing.
Probably also marriage is a legal thing that cannot be changed so easily. Let's say, because in Spain most of the people are Catholic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In Greece, most of the people are Orthodox. So both of these religions are the same, actually, but they have a great history and very difficult rules to change.
Yeah.
So this is probably why it is so difficult. But yes, I agree. The legal part should change. Yes, in order to protect these people.
Yeah, and the children.
Yes, also the children. Let me go. Let me not go to details about this scenario because I remember now all the things that we saw on TV during these murders that I have in mind. Well, I cannot understand. I cannot fathom the things that he did in order to cover his parts. But okay, let's. Oh, great mug.
It's a Halloween.
Perfect. let's go back to music. You told me about everything regarding COVID. It was, of course, very difficult. During the composing of this new album, I think that you had difficulties rehearsing, you had difficulties composing. How did you manage?
The first 5 months we couldn't meet, but we did some virtual conferences, and we were studying at home and all these things. But I think that around May, more or less, we could meet again, and it was like, oh my god, uh, the energy, the feeling. But the thing that we could do was the streaming live concerts.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that it was a cool solution, or because otherwise we couldn't do anything. And we were in the Pine Pie Fest here in Spain, and after that Argentina Metal Fest. And it was like a way to have your mind working on music while this horrible pandemic was happening. So, and at the same time, we decided to record some videos for our YouTube channel to explain the meaning of our album, explaining the details in each song.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like to focus our minds in music and the beautiful things we have. I think it's the healthiest thing we could do in that moment.
And also stay safe. And let me just add, with all those streaming concerts, I think that we had a way out. That we were the audience part, because it was as difficult for you. It was also for the audience. I didn't have any music to listen to. I only had records, and the records are not the same, actually.
Yeah.
You know.
I did. I remember that I did a live concert from my Instagram account and my Facebook account from here, while I was at home with my neighbors. And all my students from the school were, because we couldn't say goodbye with these children during the course. So it was like a way of connect with everybody and say, okay, the only thing I have is my music. I can sing some covers, and maybe we can be connected with this. The most magical thing that I think that we have, that is music.
Yes, it is a way out for us all. Let me say about the music. You also said that this last record has some differences. At first, when I took the record to listen it, this Love, Death and Flies, I didn't start from it. I started from the earlier albums. When I was listening to all this country and classic rock and southern rock music, I thought, okay, these guys are a great American stage example of country music, of southern music. And then I saw a live concert, and you were talking in Spanish. And I was like, okay, what kind of American talks Spanish fluently and also sings in English in that way?
But it's because of the audience, Dimitri. The audience is Spanish.
And I was like, okay, probably this is some kind of American singer who also lived south, close to Mexico, I don't know, and probably she knows Spanish. And then I saw that, okay, they come from Madrid. And I was like, okay, these guys can southern rock better than the Americans themselves. So
these guys have a problem. They don't know where they live.
No, probably you could live in the States and nothing would matter. Okay, nothing would change. The music would be the same. And also, this is what I wanted to share, because I had this problem realizing where you were from. So when I saw that Spain, okay, Spain. Let's go from that.
The southern of Spain.
Yes, the southern of Spain. I don't know. I think that close to Gibraltar or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that Nitro, the drummer, Javier, my guitar player, and I, we enjoy so much listening to southern rock music style. We were in love with the music from a video game that was played by Blues Saraceno. Mm-hmm. The video game is Dark Country.
Yes.
And it was like, oh my god, we wanted to play that. So we started composing in this direction. That was the first album is more country with the influences of Black Stone Cherry, Blackberry Smoke, for example, or even Alter Bridge, that it has a little southern style too. And our previous background music, for example, I'm a big fan from Mr. Big. I love the Eric Martin vocal lines. Mm-hmm. But Nitro loved Pantera, so the drum started to get harder and harder. So that's why the second album, it was like we were on the stage and we need more and more and more, and suddenly I ended screaming and these things. But the southern sound, I think that is still in Love, Death and Flies. So maybe the difference is that the second album has the metal, the power of metal, and the previous the power of rock, but always with a southern connection.
Yes, I think that you are quite right, and this is what I took from all those albums, from every song. At first, it was more southern, and then let's say that Pantera is also some kind of southern, because it's not so far away from that. But yes, I know the fact that every heavy metal drummer of every metal drummer wants to play harder. I can truly understand Nitro. So,
the double bass all the time.
Yes, I know. We also have these effects in our band. When you have a metal drummer, you can understand that this is a metal drummer. Yes, yeah. It's massive. He smashes everything. So yes. Okay, perfect. And you told me about the bridge songs, the connection between these thematic songs. In general, can I say that the composition was done first of all from all of you as a band? Did your guitarist or your bass player or Nitro had something to do with that, and they came up to the studio with an idea, and then you said that, okay, this is an idea that we can work with? Or you just started rehearsing, and then during jams you had these ideas and you created songs? Is that something that you would do?
Yes, it depends on the song. You can start from different points. The most common thing is some of us has an idea, Javier has a riff, a guitar riff, and we started to build everything around this riff, and maybe we can add this bridge, and after that this chorus. And my way of thinking is like a vertical thing, because I think in the harmonies all the time with the background vocals. But there are another situations that, for example, I play the piano and suddenly I find some vocal melodies and harmonies that I really like, and I think that is more difficult because I take all these ideas and they have to build after that the music, so it's more difficult. But this last album we used the how do you say? I have forgotten in English. The technology, sorry, because we were during the summer. It was like Javier was in the north of Spain, I was in Edinburgh. We were in different places, So Javier recorded some parts of the song, and I was working in these recordings. And I remember perfectly the song "Heroes About the Stars." That I had the music, only the music, and I was in the plane going to Edinburgh, and I was with my headphones, and suddenly, boom, the idea. It was like I have the melody, and I thought maybe I'm still in this melody because it was like very clear, and it was okay. I'm going to record it, but I'm sure that I'm still in something. So tomorrow I will listen it to again because I will sure that I will know that who I'm still into. But no, finally it was mine, and it was not. It was a bright idea, and it was mine. And I really, really love this song, the melody, the chorus, the final part, the coda.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the song. But of course we also go to the music room, and we sometimes we start playing like a little children, and some idea come up.
Perfect. So you told me about Nitros and the drummer's influences, Panthera, first of all. You told me about, in general, Blackstone Cherry, that this is a band that you could say that has influenced you. I think that in our written interview, you also had some very interesting influences when you were a child.
When I was a child,
yes,
I started listening to some soul divas like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and I used to play in my room with the broom in front of the mirror. And I imagined that I was in a big stadium singing for all my audience. But suddenly I discovered in my parents' house a vinyl collection, and I discovered Europe, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, and it's very interesting because my mother had bought the vinilo from Judas Priest only because of the cover, the front page, and it was like, look at this beautiful falling angel with the wings, and I was like, and what about the music, Mom? No, I think it's cool, but look at this angel, and it was like, I put the music and I listened to the song that I don't know if you know it, The Reaper.
Yes.
From Judas.
Yes.
I was a child, and when I hear the Halford scream, na 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 na, and it was like, Mom, what is this? It was like an arrow to my heart. But okay, at that moment I was a child. But after that, when I arrived to the high school, I met some heavy people and rock people in the high school. So we started to change some music, and it was at the beginning. This friend showed me Mago de Oz. That it was like, okay, I like it, but it's not my kind of thing. But suddenly I listened to Primal Fear, and it was like, my God, what is that? And I went straight to the center of Madrid, to a very famous music shop that it now it doesn't exist, but it was Madrid Rock. It was the name, and I bought my first album from Nuclear Blast, from Primal Fear, and it started everything in that moment. But my previous music style was like soul. Even my parents listened to some blues, these things. So I'm very used to listen to different styles. Even Michael Jackson was very common in my house.
Perfect. Let me ask you something else. Let's go to the concert part, outside of COVID. Okay. First of all, I know that you have many experiences with the band and everything from concerts all around the world. You told me about the States, you told me about Europe, probably. Okay, just I want you to share with me your best moment on stage, if you can remember it. If there is one moment, let's say the best, and probably I will ask also for the worst. So be ready.
All right. There are many. No, but there are many in both sides. But I think the best was in 2018. But I was invited by the most important rock radio program here in Spain, that is Rock FM, for a tribute to Freddie Mercury in La Riviera venue. And it was a total sold out. There were more famous musicians that I was the less known. It was like, what I'm doing here, nobody knows me. And here, this guy that is on the TV, in a TV program, and I'm here, all right. But they invite me to sing 2 songs, Another Dust Bites the Dust, and I Want to Break Free. And it was like, oh my God, thousands of people here. My mind was like, or the stage eats me, or I eat the stage. And when I went out and I put my foot on the stage, it was like the adrenaline. It was like, oh my God, I could feel the power. Even my movements changed, because if I wanted to ask for a clap to the people, it was like, no, not like that. It was like, with me, people. It was like, oh my God, what I'm doing. But I was like, a tope in Spanish, a tope. I was at the ages. And yeah, at that moment, I could feel something very, 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 very high. Even when I went out from the stage, the journalists were there in the back scene, and it was, hi Barbara, how was the experience? And I was like, it was amazing. And I was like, girl, relax. Yeah. I went out of control.
Perfect. Yes, I can see how that's possible. If you are in front of people, yes.
Yeah, you can find the videos on YouTube. Yeah.
I'll ask for them.
But I feel you can see me very relaxed on the stage, but I was feeling the fire inside me.
Okay, this was a tribute to Freddie Mercury. You wanted to feel the fire, so okay, this is something you really enjoyed.
Here comes the rain when your spirit is flying away. You know the animal with you will come back and return. If you dive into yourself, I know strong enough. Face the coming storm and branches will make the crate of silk calm. Each one has a gun inside with some cons. I tell falling night, you take care of me as by your side. You drop poison and save the world.
And now tell me about the worst. This is the most interesting stuff. Okay.
You don't want to know it.
Tell me. Okay. Let's. First of all, let it be something that we can post online.
Yeah. No, I remember a very funny anecdote. I was working in the orchestra, and we were 5 singers on stage. So we were 3 women, and we were singing the song from the movie Moulin Rouge, Voulez-vous coucher, Lady Marmalade, like Voulez-vous coucher, and we were dressed very sexy with the feathers and all these things. And the song ended with fireworks. So the thing was, was a little, how do you say the word? A part of the firework
The sparks.
took the sparks fell in my skirt, and suddenly it started burning. And with my microphone in front of all the people, I started to shout, "My pussy! My pussy is burning! No, no!" And my boss on the corner of the stage shouting at me, "Barbara, please, you have to smile." And it was like, smile. Can you see my pussy is burning? So it was a very famous anecdote for many years, and even my boss didn't buy a new skirt. I had to finish all the concerts with a hole in my skirt. That I had to put the skirt on the contrary with the hole in my ass.
Well, I love the part that he said you have to smile. You have.
Yes, not working. You have to smile. Asshole.
My God, I'm burning. How do you smile while burning? Okay. Perfect. Well, this is better than I thought. Okay, this is better than I thought.
Many things. This year is the 22nd year that I'm singing. So it's more than half of my life. So imagine how many anecdotes and things you live.
Yes, and also difficulties, because you have to face the difficulties on a life of a musician, let's say. And we were talking about concerts, and obviously I want to ask, no, before going to the Greek concert that comes very shortly, I want to ask about, let's say that you had the chance to play on the same stage, to sing on the same stage with any artist that you could. Okay, even if he's not alive, just tell me your imaginary best kind of lineup.
But only one.
No, you can choose more. I'm more than flexible about that.
Yeah, because otherwise it's very difficult. Okay, I think if we talk about the people of the artists, I would like to meet Janis Joplin and Michael Jackson. Yeah, these two. I think they were not regular people. They were genius. And I think that if you have the opportunity to live something beside them, you would learn very much by their side. And talking about live people, I think that the woman that had the biggest influence with me or in me had been Doro Pesch. It's true that now is not the music that I listen to all the days, but she was the woman. She was the reason that I decided to be a singer. Mm-hmm. So because I could feel the way she sings. She's not the most perfect technique singer, but it doesn't matter. She has something very special. Very special. And from the beginning, she connected to my heart, straight to my heart. So, Doro. Yes, definitely. But nowadays, I admire too much to Maria Brink from in this moment. Yeah, I really like. She has also something very, very special. She combines like crying, the screaming, the soft voice, and you can feel her feelings while she's singing. But too many people: Eric Martin from Mr. Big, Janet. Oh my God, forgotten. Janet Gardner from Vixen. Too many Miles Kennedy.
Miles Kennedy, yes. Okay, and I want to have a comparison between the Spanish rock scene right now and let's say the Greek. First of all, do you know any bands from the Greek rock scene?
Yeah, too many. Oh. Now I have friends from Greece. Yes. I know, for example, Maria Elena. Mm-hmm. She's from Angel Sphere Promotions. That
I think now she is from Project Renegade, if I'm not mistaken.
No, she's Mariana.
She's Mariana.
The girls.
Yes. I
Meeting again from Dimitra, for example. Mm-hmm. Too many. Too many. I can't remember the names, but I know all the scene. I'm not sure if they are Disillusive Play. Mm-hmm. They are from Greece too, no?
I think that yes, I think. I will say I hope that the live interview will not expose us for that.
And I know, for example, from Costas, our boss, mm-hmm. he plays in the doom metal scene. So Sorrow Path, for example. Yeah, I'm very informed with the Greece scene.
And also you will be more informed when you come with us in April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the 15th.
Yes. So I'm talking about, just to get the heads up also with the audience, I'm talking about the Ladies of Metal concert that will be in Greece this April. It's a 3-day concert, if I'm not mistaken.
2 days.
2 days, yes. I got the invitation.
And I'm at the 15th of April.
And you will be to Greece for this concert. Are you excited about it?
So excited.
because
I'm thinking about my luggage now.
Because you know that we are excited waiting for all these great female voices and female front women. To see on stage with their bands, with their microphones, their power, everything.
I think it's going to be a big night and a special night. We are going to share many things together. Those moments are, for me, this kind of livings is like the goal of why I'm in the music, because I feel the music in a special way, but because I want to share all these things with people that feel the same.
Mm-hmm. It will be a nice opportunity. I'm also looking forward to it. So, but I will say to the angels to not to have many fireworks after the story that you shared. So
yes, please.
Just to be on the safe side, because you never know what will happen.
I have learned how to do it now.
Stay away from the fireworks.
Yeah, okay. That's the first thing.
And keep your smile, probably.
Yeah, of course, you are working, remember.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I want to close this interview by talking about the new album. I know that it will be a concept album. I know that you have secrets about it.
Many secrets. No. Yes, but we have started to compose, but I have to confess that it's been more difficult than we thought, because firstly, you have to think that we have postponed our tour twice. So now we have many concerts, and we have to rehearse, obviously, the songs. and at the same time we want to compose. So you have to look for time for both things. And I prefer to do it in different moments of your life, because your mind is focused on something, and for me it's much better. But okay, we are working, and I have many ideas. It's going to be a conceptual album because of the thing that I told you before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to tell you. What else I can say?
Yes.
But it's going to be very dark. The countryside is going to be outside. The southern roots, they are going to be there. But okay, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Maybe we are going to do a little thing related to Japanese music. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm very interested. More interested than I was. Yes, Japanese music.
But it was my idea because I'm the crazy girl in the band. But when I was 22 years, I went to Japan. I was 17 days with my backpack, and I visited all the island. Mm-hmm. And it was like a magic experience. Even my cat, Bowie, para. Okay, so it was such an important experience for me that even I tattoo my back and my ribs with this, and my hips with this, all the things that I could see. Because, for example, when I went, it was in March, so I could find the blossom cherry trees with the geishas, and imagine the images that I have in my mind at that moment. So I'm very connected with some Japanese things, the culture, even the music. I really love baby metal, Lady Bear. That even I met him here in Spain, to Lady Bear. Some years ago, I had a radio program here in Mariscal Rock, that is an important web, and I had a section about the Japanese music. I think that it's another world that maybe we have to look at, because they have many interesting things. But I really like the stories. I have read, I don't know, I have here the books. I wanted to show you 2 books that for me are very important for this next album. Mm-hmm. They talk about the Japanese spirits and Japanese demons and all these things. This is Bobby.
Okay.
Okay.
He will get also some lights in this interview. Yes. It will be very interesting to see how you will be combining these things.
Yes, we are working on that. I have in my mind, it's very clear, but we will see.
You have the Pantera drummer and the Pantera guitarist, so this is the difficult part.
Yes, because I'm thinking about some Japanese instruments that I wanted to have, but with the keyboards. So we are investigating now.
As a music, Japanese music is very atmospheric, very calm.
Yeah.
Let's say. So
we are working on that part.
Yes, this is the interesting part. How you will be combining those 2 things. Perfect. I'm very excited in meeting you in a month. So hello.
Oh, it's the most beautiful cat.
Yes, probably.
Oh my god.
Perfect. I'm very interested in meeting you.
Me too.
Give my best wishes and my salutes to all the band, Nitro and the guys. I'm very excited in meeting the whole band. So I will be waiting. It was been an honor having you on Fuzzy Hound.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it because you're a very cool girl and you are a great singer, a great musician, and I think that given time and outside of COVID, you will have the success, more success than the one you are having right now. Because okay, it is very limited due to the virus. So I hope that things pick up for everyone. So especially guys that are great on what they are doing, like you. So
Thank you. Thank you. I hope so, because it's very, very frustrated to feel that the only thing you do is music, and you can do many things that you want to do, and you can see that now in the social media the only things that matters are the likes, the followers, the views, that and I am very worried about this topic, because the only thing that matter are selfies, all these things. But maybe we have to think about it, and think that the cultural thing and the people who loves music, maybe we have to give more support, because we are on the ages now with the festivals. If you don't have live concerts, it's very difficult to sell your merchant. It's everything is linked. So if the venues are closed, it's everything connected.
The industry has changed. Let me just say that the industry has changed from the classical thing that we went to concerts. Outside of the concerts, I could buy some records, I could buy some shirts, I could buy some CDs, I could buy anything I wanted from the band that I just heard, and I did that. I used to do that. I went to concerts. Probably I wanted to see one band. I ended up seeing 4 or 5 bands, which I didn't know at the time. And then I was really excited. I went outside, I bought the CDs, I bought the records, and then I became a fan. This is the classical part. But now the internet is vast. I have to search for something. Probably I don't know what I'm searching for. I don't have the opportunity to listen to everything. So it is very difficult. Yes, I see your point.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope things will pick up soon enough. Probably in April will be the situation will be easier. Let me say again that it is a great honor having you. It was even a greater honor meeting you, and we will meet soon on the Ladies of Metal Festival.
Yes, on April we are going to meet.
Everyone has to be there. Everyone has to be there. The lineup is exciting, let me say.
Yeah. Dimitris, I want to say thank you for having me here in your program. It's such an honor too. I really like our chat and our conversation. It was very, very funny and fluent, and for me it was a big moment. So thank you for having me and listen to my crazy stories.
No, I loved your stories, and let me tell you just before we close that after the stories about love, death and flies, I will be coming back to the album and listening from another perspective with other eyes. So I need to rehear it, let's say, in order to understand all those things again.
Okay, so if you are going to do that, let me tell you something about Twister Girl. That is, it has a funny story. I write it because a student of mine, a little girl with, she was 8 years old at that moment. Suddenly, he came and he told me, Barbara, this weekend a twister came and took me in the sky. I was flying in the sky, and suddenly I fell in the stones. And look at these scars that I have on the. And I said, like, okay, baby, I'm going to talk later with your parents. We are going to check this story. Maybe you're lying to me. We will see. So this girl was very, very, very funny. She was studying theater, music, singing. She was like a little artist. So when I asked her mother at the end of the class, I said, Nieves has told me that a tornado took her this weekend. What is she talking about? And she told me that it was true. Here in my neighborhood, a tornado came, and she luckily she had the helmet with the bike, and the tornado took her. And she went to the sky, and she was lucky with the helmet. She fell in the stones, and the tornado took another woman, and the woman was not so lucky because she had some wounds in the leg and in the arms, and maybe she broke a bone. Mm-hmm. But my student, she fell in the how do you say, in a green area. Mm-hmm. So it was like such an amazing story that I told Nieves. Nieves, you know that a superwoman and a heroine borns like this. I'm going to write you a song, and your name is going to be Twister Girl.
Perfect. The perfect
so
story.
It's her song.
Perfect.
Twister Girl is her song.
You are full of surprises, and every song is full of interesting stories. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See you on April. Have a great night, and give my kisses to Nitro. Okay.
Kisses. Thank you, Fuzzy Hound.
Bye, Barbara. Bye.
Bye.